Honoring military veterans who have served our country. That's the mission of Wreaths Across America. Joining me today with details on how you can get involved this year, the spokesperson for Jackson County, Dobbs Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us again.
Well, thank you. As everybody may know or may not know, this started in 1992 at Arlington National Cemetery, and it spread to all the national cemeteries across the country. And now it is in 4,600 sites. That's
Wow.
national cemeteries and a lot of private and public cemeteries. So we're honoring the veterans who have passed away and waiting on the great beyond to come. In Jackson County, Roy and Kathleen Lang wanted to honor their son who passed away, and so 4 years ago they got in touch with the DAR, and Deidre Denblecker of the DAR in Jackson County arranged for Griffin Cemetery to be registered, and then from there it has grown. So from honoring their son, now there are 258 veterans buried in that cemetery, but Griffin Cemetery is the only one that does this Wreaths Across America. So we're looking forward to it expanding to the other cemeteries in Jackson County, because there are thousands of veterans. There are more in private and public cemeteries than there are in national cemeteries.
How are y'all working to expand it to those other cemeteries?
Well, through letting people know, and all they have to do is get with Wreaths Across America to go ahead and get that cemetery registered. And then, but since it's private and public cemeteries, they do have to pay for the wreaths. They're $17, but it's a beautiful wreath, and they deliver it right on time. And this ceremony this year is at 11 o'clock promptly on the 14th, which is this Saturday, and there'll be a pretty good crowd there. So the way to get to Dantzler Cemetery is you get into Moss Point, get onto Dantzler Street, and just go right to the end. And when you get to the cemetery, you know you're there.
Yeah, so people can get involved too by sponsoring a wreath, also volunteering. The wreath sponsorship, $17, right?
Right, and it is. And so this year's done since Saturday's coming up, but for next year, they're already taking orders for next year. So you go to wreathsacrossamerica.org, and for the Griffin Cemetery is MSGRFN for the Griffin Cemetery. And just remember that there are more veterans buried in private and public ceremonies or cemeteries than there are anywhere else. And as I walk around a cemetery, I'm kind of a cemetery geek, because you look and wonder, well, how did they die? Look at all these people. But we have 258 veterans buried at Griffin. So there's a bazillion of them around there, and we need to honor them.
As you guys are working to expand this to other cemeteries in Jackson County, what do you think those families of those fallen veterans would think?
Oh, they'll love it.
Yeah. It's a great thing you guys are doing.
It is.
We really appreciate it, and we hope that we can expand this, and we hope people will come out and volunteer. You can see information right there on your screen. Griffin Cemetery in Moss Point starting December 14th at 11 a.m. You can see that website there if you're wanting to sponsor a wreath for next year.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We appreciate everything.
Well, thank you very much.